All right. Well, hello and welcome to my stream. I'm Clyde and I'm with PT3D or Prototype This 3D. And today I'm going to do a functional sign. I'm going to keep the stream short, so it'll be under an hour. And I'm here to catch up with you. So talk to me. Tell me what you're thinking. And yeah, let's get started. So I'm going to pull up another tab real quick before I get into the nitty gritty. That way I can see any chats that pop up. There may be a little bit of spikes going on with the stream. That is only because my computer's not the greatest or the fastest, and I am trying to do things that, well, I probably shouldn't be trying to do. So we're going to do that. Okay, so I'm pulling up the chat window now. So, and let's do this. I'm going to resize some windows here, and hopefully we can. All right, I'm going to shrink myself up here into the corner. Let's see, maybe I'll put myself down here. There we go. Hopefully the visibility is good. Hello, Mr. Trollin for dollars. I want to first apologize for my lack of presence lately. I have been a little bit busy with the holidays, much like everybody else probably. And I haven't been as active with some of the live streams, so I apologize for that. So, you know, Mike and Ron, Don, everybody, you know, I apologize for not being available, but you know how life is weird. So what I'm going to try and do here is create a box. We need something to start with, so we're going to start with something at like 229 millimeters long by, let's say, 110. That is going to be the start of our sign. So we're going to work with that. Let's zoom out a little bit. Get this into position so we can see. This is not going to be anything elaborate, but there is a reason I'm doing this. Oh, and what size circle do we want to make? Yeah, you know what? Let's not worry about the circle just yet. Let's do these things. We'll cut this corner off. And then we'll do the same thing down here. So that's one. In the interest of symmetry. Or at least an approximation of symmetry. Hello, Rover. Good morning to you, sir. All right. So that should give us something to work with. And then we need to decide if we want to do something like a scallop or something in here just to keep it visually interesting. I think I'll pass on that because just looking at this, I don't think that I really want to do that. So what we'll do is we'll monkey around with this. Hello, Mike from Wiley's 3D. A pleasure. I'm not opposed to anybody that wants to join me. That's also fine. I'm not really going to be on as long as usual. I'm limited to about a little under an hour. So millimeters. So we want do probably get away with 2 millimeters. Let's do that. And then what we can do is we can put some kind of chamfer on here just to give it a nice clean look. So let's do a chamfer. Chamfer or fillet? I guess that would be the question. I think a chamfer is probably going to look nicer. So let's do a 1 millimeter chamfer on that. Well, we could do 2. There we go. Do a 2 millimeter chamfer. Then we need to put some text on this thing. And we got to figure out the right size for that. So we're going to go to text. And I hope the stream isn't hitching too bad. So if it is, I apologize. Just like I said, it's really hard for me to stream sometimes. So we're going to try this. Let's do... So what are you guys doing? Happy New Year. And all that. Mr. Buttram, I'm glad to see you made the stream. Yeah, it's it's been a really crazy few days. I have been able to be on some of the live streams with Mike and everybody because I've had the kids for a couple of weeks because they were out of school. They're back in school this week and a little bit last week. Working on a game. So I've just been so freaking busy. I don't know whether I'm coming or going. I've had house stuff I got to work on, trying to get things done for that. So, yeah, it's just been a bear. Let's see. Let's do this in bold. May have to scale it down. Yeah, I believe I'll just scale it down just about to 17, I think. Oop, wrong direction. There we go. 17 millimeters. And we're going to get close to center. This is probably going to be a dual color print. Hello, Papa. How are you, buddy? Yes, I do. I have my priorities completely backwards. As you know, still unemployed. But there is some opportunity for growth. I just was on the news a few minutes ago, which is why I didn't make today's stream. So we'll get to watch that tonight on the news and see how much exposure I get from that, which that should be cool. Yeah, I'm just going with a real basic font on this, like the default. This isn't like a super fancy sign or anything. It's just for, you know, keep door closed. Let's see. How do we want to place that? We'll probably go a little bigger though. Let's go maybe 14. Again, we'll be bold on this one. I like to keep the subtitle a little bit smaller than the actual primary text. So, hello, Don. Welcome. So yeah, this is a real simple way to just do like quick items. I mean, this kind of stuff in Fusion360 does not take long at all, which is nice. So if you got like just somebody looking for some quick signage, I mean, you have so many opportunities. You could do raised letters, you could do embossed letters. This one's going to actually have raised letters, just because I'm going to flip the filament color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these, and I'm not going to use this, I guess. I'll click this button here. So we're going to, yep, and yep. Where's my Oh, there it is. Let's do, I don't know, 4 millimeter. Oh, yeah. That's probably a bit excessive. Let's go back down to 2 millimeter. That looks a little better. Hello, Scalda. All right, so now we have our basic sign. As soon as it completes the rendering process. So this is doable. But the question is, do we want to add it? Do we want to add any weird details? Because one of the things I could do is come in here and I could add some detail work, like maybe put in a little happy little line, or because I can't do happy little trees. You know, and then you can like give it a little bit more depth by, you know, embossing it. I don't know if that's necessary. Probably not. But it does show that little extra, you know, sense of detail, I guess. Make the customers happy. That's the idea, right? So we can do now, and it uses less material if I do things like this too, so. Let's see, I extrude this the opposite way. So we're gonna cut, then we're gonna go to our dimension here. We're gonna say -1. We don't have to do anything crazy with this, which is nice. So that's cool. Because, I mean, honestly, I mean, I could come in here and do some kind of like, you know, smooth the edge or something like that. But I don't think for this project it's really necessary. And then the only other thing I could do is one of my favorite little things since I've learned how to do it, which is adding the polygon. I think I could do this circumscribe polygon. And this actually just is a really cool little tool, just to show you. I don't necessarily need to do it, but I could take this polygon and I can make it, let's just say 4 millimeters. And it's a 6-sided, so that's cool. And it looks like, you know, kind of like a bolt or a screw, you know, would be kind of holding this in place, you know, so it's just a little, another detail. And I'm incapable of doing. I'll have to answer that in a little bit. So what we'll do now is we're gonna make a copy of this. I'm going to take it down here. We'll hit enter. Then I just got to do this one more time. Everybody's so quiet when nobody's doing anything new today. I'm the boring one, remember? I got another project too that I got to design in 3D stuff, but don't know if I have the capability to do it just yet, because it's kind of one of those things that I will most likely have to use Blender for. So I may have to work with somebody on that. All right, so now I'm going to stop the sketch. I'm printing parts now for the Ausmazer battleship. Nice. You know, that is something I'd like to do, though, is an actual 3D printed aircraft carrier. The Carl Vinson was one of my favorite ships when I was growing up. Should we do 1mm or 2? Let's see what 2 looks like. It's a little heavy, but I think what I'm going to do is come in and add a bevel to these to soften them, because I don't know of any bolts that really have that, like, you know, not rounded edge to them. So we're going to go with the fillet this time so we can kind of smooth that out. We'll just give it a 1mm. Ooh, that's probably a bit much. Let's try, oops, 0.5. There we go. 0.5 looks pretty good. So we're going to go with that. I could repeat this on all of these, but I'm not sure how to do that. So I'm just going to select these and do it. Anybody that's on my other project, which is the that memorial plaque, I actually used the same technique in that. And I opted to go with 6 side instead of 8 this time. Let's see if anybody notices that. I'm gonna call these gribbles because they're really pointless, but they're just detail. Of course, by adding these, I defeated the purpose of removing some of the material. But if I do kind of a heavier top shell, I can actually make this low. And it's actually only going to be, I think, 6 layers, I think, right about. Use like a honeycomb infill or something. Okay, that sign is done. So it didn't take too long, did it? I'm going to go and save this first, because we're going to save this as the old long save name. And then we're going to go to the make screen, and we're going to select this. And we don't need to send it to a utility. Uh-oh, we have an error somewhere. There we go. I was just had an issue loading for a second. Well, I think you're done. So now, you know, we'll export this, and we're going to export it as an STL. I could do this as an OBJ if I was going to try and preserve multiple channels, but that would require me to do, you know, the plaque itself and then the letters as a separate channel and then save it as an OBJ. But I don't typically do OBJ files just because I don't really feel that need. So I'll call this the climate control. And we'll call it that. So now what we can do is I can actually close this out. And try not to cough on the microphone. So my apologies. I always seem to be getting over a cold when I stream. I don't know what it's all about. I'm going to open up Simplify 3D. Oh, look, the Star Destroyer is on there. Actually, I had a couple issues printing this, so I've been trying to optimize my the print settings on that, just so you know. I haven't given up on it, but... All right, so let's import... Need to import this, and I'm going to remember where I put these. There we go. And we need to go to this one, so we'll import that. Bloop. Now, I didn't pay attention to the orientation when I did this. I should, because it actually does make things a lot easier. But, what are you going to do? So I'm going to rotate down the Y 90 degrees. Oop, nope, wrong one. 180. 270. Center, arrange. And this is the actual size that I designed it in. And of course, this is the Chiron is the one I'm setting it up to print on. I will have to change the filament, but that's okay. So, yeah, that doesn't look bad. I think they'll be quite happy with that. Let's see, what would the cost of this job be? Well, it exports very quickly, which is nice. But I didn't check the settings, so let's do that first. Bring those up here. Hello, TK. I have 50% infill, which probably isn't going to make a difference. 9 top solid layers. Probably don't need 9. But, you know, I want it to be a nice, it's got to be a sturdy sign on a door, so I'm going to leave those settings. I have it set at medium, but we can set this to fast, and it should be just fine. 20% infill. I think we'll leave it as the, this is full honeycomb. And I think the only other thing we're going to look at is temperature. So we're using, this will be fine because this is the Amazon Basics filament. So it does do a 215. So the first layer 215, the rest at 210 seems to work pretty well. I may end up with some stringing going between the letters though at this temperature. So I may want to lower that to 200, but I'm going to leave it as this because I haven't had any issues too much with the stringing, the Amazon Basics. And if there is, I can just nip it because there's only, it only does it a little tiny bit. So I'm going to leave it at that. Plus I need a good temperature medium because the other filament that I'm using doesn't like too high of a temperature. So when I swap the filaments out, 210 will be just fine for that filament. So it's either that or I just bump this down to 200. But the Amazon Basics seems to like 210 on my on the Chiron for some reason. So we'll leave it at that. And we will go to prepare to print. And it says it's going to take 2 hours, so 3 hours to print. So if I include design time, this would be a $70 print, basically, if I went with those standard rates. But anyway, so boom, there you go. It's done. Happy day. So now what I usually do is I will actually export this or save the tool to disk, and then I would throw it up on my Google Drive. That way I could download it at the lab. But what I'm going to do instead is I'll just kind of keep it the way it is And what I'll do is I'll end up exporting the STL file itself to the lab. That way I ensure that the settings are preserved, because I have the laptop set up slightly different than the one here. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So I got a couple more minutes. So if you guys want to say anything before I bomb out of here, I have to go get my house ready for the children, who will be home in like a little over a half an hour. So I am looking forward to joining, you know, one of the live streams coming up. My business associate for the game is calling me, so I need to talk to him. So I think I will probably just wrap this up now. As always, you know, I thank you guys for being here, and thank you for hanging out with me while I do these streams. Sorry that it's not more content, but, you know, it is what it is. You know, at least it's something. I haven't been active in, you know, a couple weeks. And like I said, I apologize for that. Still looking for the job thing, you know, but it is what it is. All right, Don, I'll see if I could join you tomorrow. I do have a lot of, I got some carpentry work to do on the house tomorrow, so we'll see what I can do in the morning. Maybe I can join you for that. But until then, I am Clyde with the PT3D, and, you know, I thank you guys for continuing to support my channel and hang out with me. And when I do odd jobs like this, it's nice because it's different, it's unique, and it's something that you know, I haven't done that specific thing before. You just kind of how quick it is to, you know, just throw a quick design together, put it on the printer. You know, it's less than 3 hours of print, so it's reasonable that you could be in the room while you're doing it, working with something else. So yeah, you take care too. And of course, Rover, first, or life always comes first, or real life. But, you know, again, at the same time, you know, I like hanging out with you guys and going back and forth, even when I get nutty and obnoxious. And but it is what I do, right? So, all right. Until then, I hope to see you tomorrow on, you know, the German 3D Printing Nerds channel, Dawn, and you know, next time on Wiley's 3D channel when I can get on there again soon. So thank you guys all for your continued support, and have a great day.